Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be cooking some baked lamb, fried rice, and potato salad. I'll probably, I don't know, if I feel like it, I'll make it like a fresh salad. Let's see how it goes. So I already started. I chopped my sweet pepper and I chopped about quarter of my onion, and I'm in the process of chopping my carrots. I mean, I like to chop my carrots, but if you have like a mini chopper or food processor, it saves you on that time, and you could get on to doing stuff. But I like chopping my carrots. For me, it's a bit relaxing. I like to just sit here and chop about carrots because and then you could just like nibble piece. But when it's in the mini chopper or the food processor, you can't really nibble your carrots. I really love carrots. It's crunchy, it's good, delicious, it's good for you. So I'm chopping my carrots. While my carrots is chopping, I already have my rice that I boiled already. I boiled 2 cups of rice and I already strained it. So while my rice is cooling, that's why I'm doing my prep, which is my chopping of my carrots. So this meal, you could swing it both ways. You could do it like how I am doing it right now, which is actually preparing everything to cook it. Or like if you have the extra time, you could just go ahead and do a meal prep. So you could boil the rice before. Like if you cook rice and you have leftover plain rice, you could actually freeze it and chop up some carrots, some veggies, and you could just do a fried rice and whatever meat you have left over. It's a really good put together kind of meal. I learned this recipe from my mom, and she's a really good cook, but she didn't have much patience in teaching me to cook. So I used to really spend most of my time watching. She used to say, "Stay in the kitchen, watch me cook, you'll learn something." So while I'm chopping these carrots, something came to my mind, and it's something that happens to me. It happens really often. Like to say, like if something like that happens in your life, it's like it's normal. Could you call that normal? Because it happens to everyone. Like where your spouse or your boyfriend has an affair on you. Like why you do that? Why are you gonna have an affair on the person that you're with? Unless if there's no hope for you guys to be together, just leave. Like why are you going to put yourself through that and have an affair and it's not working? Because this is how I see it. Like if I have like time invested in you and I realize that things are not working out for us, I'm not gonna go out there and have an affair. I'm just going to leave you. It is the easier thing to do than have an affair, and then in the end you have this affair and you really did not want to leave the person. You still love the person, so now you're groveling and you're begging like, "Oh, take me back, I'm sorry, it was a mistake." How much times a mistake? That's like what, 4 or 5 times or infinite amount? I don't know. I'm just saying. And you go there, you have an affair, and then you're crying back for your partner because you're thinking, "Oh, we built a life together." You didn't think about that before. So this is how I see it. Like instead of you go out there and you have an affair on your partner, you should actually spend some time talk it out. Because if your girl or your guy, let's start with a girl because it's easier to say it's her fault that her guy went out and had an affair, because that's what people say. People really always blame the girl, or like all the time, like why is it the girl's fault? Anyway, they'll say, "Oh, she's such a nagging bitch and she's controlling him and she isn't giving him any chance to grow," or in a girl's case, "Oh, my guy's so lazy, he doesn't do anything, so I'm just going out here and have an affair on him." Why? That makes no sense. If your guy is lazy and he's not doing anything for you, leave his ass. If your girl's nagging you and she's making you unhappy, leave her ass. Don't go using your parts on somebody else and then realize that it's a mistake and you really wanted that person that you were married to or with. Then why put yourself through that embarrassment? Like that is like embarrassment. And then your other half is going to act all crazy at you. And then when you could have been the winning party because of their behavior, now you look like the idiots and you're the losing party. Like why you put yourself through that? Like why? Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't. If you realize your girl is nagging or doing stuff that's not making you happy, or your guy's just lazy, or he has some behaviors that you're not happy with, Don't go out and have an affair. Have a sit down, have a talk. Try to put things into perspective and see how it works. Or seek professional help, have a counselor, something. Do something for yourself. Just don't go putting yourself out there and then you look like the idiot. You don't want to look like the idiot. You want to look like the winning person, the person that's going to make sense. So don't give them the upper hand. You be the one to have the upper hand. And see how it goes. And if it's not working, you leave. Just leave. And everything will be on a good terms. And ladies, if your guy leaves you, whether he had an affair or because he thinks you're a nag or whatever, or that you're lazy, don't put his kids against him, sorry. Don't do that. Don't say bad things to his kids and make them hate their dad. Don't do that. That's stupid. Whatever that happened between a man and a woman who have kids, don't let the kids get involved. That's stupid. Don't do that. Let the child or a teen or whatever the age of the kid, let them be the one to make the decision. Let them be the one to see the perspective. Don't go putting shit in a child's head. And the next thing, people who go out there committing suicide because your spouse had an affair, don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go killing yourself because somebody left you for somebody else. Why are you doing that? Don't do that. Don't know. That's not right. Just don't do that. So I'm still cutting my carrots and talking to you about all this stuff because I was thinking about it last night because I mean there's a lot of people out there going through this shit and I am against affairs. I don't like it because it could be prevented. You don't have to go there and have an affair to realize that the person that you was with was the person all along. Don't do that. Don't have an affair. Stop. Take some time. Figure yourself out. Figure the person out. Try and work on shit. And if it's not working, then you leave and then you start another relationship. Because then when you have an affair, it could be a psycho crazy person and then you don't even want to see that person anymore. So you end up in a whole sort of drama because now you have this psycho crazy bitch stalking you. Attacking your wife, attacking your kids, attacking your family. You don't want to do that. Or vice versa. It could be a psycho guy. Out here it's really dangerous. And back to the suicide thing, don't kill yourself because you wasn't good enough for that person. You wasn't good enough for that one person. That person wasn't your fit. So good riddance that they left you. They did you a favor. So now you can go out there and find your fit. Find the person that is your fit, that will make you happy, that will make you the best person that you can be. So, those are things you should think about before you go kill yourself or go out there and have an affair. I mean, life is short and it's a tricky time where we always have to keep sanitizing and keeping ourselves clean. We're already fighting COVID. So please allow yourself that chance and that time, so don't go out there and have an affair. Don't kill yourself. You already have to battle COVID. This is my daughter. This is Lara, and she's pretty shy, but she's awesome. And she's the best thing in my life, though. And my husband is the best thing, and my kids are the best thing. But that's beside the matter of what I'm talking about right now. I'm going to continue to cut these carrots, and I'll show you how we get started. Because I've already spent too much time talking about affairs and a bunch of crap like that. So... Alright, so carrots are chopped. I've got my sweet pepper in here. I use one bowl because I don't like to dirty a bunch of wares. So, oh my gosh, I'm making a mess. So anyway, you peep in here, you can see my sweet peppers. And I already chopped my onion. Okay, so in here, this used to be a coffee bottle. I recycled. Yes. And my husband did for me some fresh seasoning, which is a lifesaver for me because it saves me a lot of time that I have to always go and keep doing over seasoning. So in here is like some shadabani or bandania, some salt, pepper, onions, pimento, stuff like that, all minced together in here. and I love having this. It's very important that I have this. It saves me a lot of time, as I said. So in my pot, I already have it preheating. I'm going in with some coconut oil. And I'll put a little bit again. Coconut oil to me is a healthier choice. Also olive oil. But I didn't want to use olive oil in this recipe, so I'm using the coconut oil. So I threw in my fresh seasoning and my onions, and I'm going to throw in my carrots and my sweet peppers in there. I'm going to give it a toss, cover it, and let it cook for probably about 10 to 15 minutes. Then come back and check on it. While my veggies are cooking here, I'm just going to add in some salt. You put how much salt you want, like how much you think will make your food taste good. Like, you know, some people like salty food, some people like mild. You know, I just like my salt just right. So that's it. How much salt I will put, probably about like 3 pinches. If you want more salt, you add more salt. You give it a stir, you cover it back, and let it simmer. While this is happening, in my other pot here, I already put some water to boil. And while that's boiling, I'm gonna peel my potatoes, dice them, and pop them right here, and get it boiling started there. It's gonna be delicious. So my veggies look about tender, looks just about right. So I'm going to add my rice in and stir it up. You don't need to see me do this because, I mean, you guys already know, you add your rice, you stir it. I'm taping and I'm cooking. So I'm going to give this a quick pause. Yeah, so my rice is already in there. And I'm going to stir it up. Give this a good stir. My water is still boiling. I already started chopping my potatoes, as I said. So this is pretty good. It smells great in here. I didn't add hot pepper. Like, you know, if you want this meal to turn into a spicier rice, a spicier fried rice, you could add in like a piece of hot pepper with the onion and the fresh seasoning. So I got my soy sauce here, and I'm gonna throw in some of that. No, I really don't have an average for this. I just like eyeball it, just eyeball it in the pan, and I mix, and I mix, and I mix, and I keep mixing this thing until like I get the right color that I want. I like my fries a little dark. I don't like my fries light in color. I mean, I don't know. Off the camera, this looks like, the right color for me. Off the camera. But on the camera, it looks like a bit light in color. But fried rice is done. As I said, this is the meal that you could pre-prep in advance and surprise your kid, surprise your guy with. Because today I'm really talking about relationships, A lot of things happened recently, with people close to me, and it kind of bugged me. So that's why I'm talking about it today. So this looks really good. It smells great. It's gonna be delicious. And I'm gonna move on to my potatoes, and I'll show you how that gets done in a minute. Yeah, so this is how I like to have my water boiling. I don't like it steaming. I don't like fine bubbles. I like it boiling. And I just see that boiling water looks like a vicious ocean happened in that pot. So anyway, I already went ahead. I diced my potatoes in my boiling water. I have oil and some salt. You, as I said, you add your salt to taste however you want your food to taste. You put that salt to suit yourself. But just remember, too much salt isn't too good. It's not good for your health, so you can't overdo it. Everything you do, you have limitations in how you do it. I'm going ahead, and I'm going to just put my potato in. It's going to be a splash. I'm not a professional cook. I just get stuff done. Make sure my husband's tummy's happy. Make sure my girls are happy. Just like keep everything real. Keep my people real. And happy tummies are always happy people. And that's what I go by. But that isn't all that it takes to make people happy. I mean, you need to do other things to have your family happy. You spend time with them, you talk with them, you interact with your family, you keep that bond alive, you do stuff. Even if it's a silly thing, you go ahead and you do that just to keep that family going. And my potatoes are boiling, so now I'm going to move on to my lamb. I'll show you how that's done. Give me a minute. So in here, I have 4 pieces of lamb that I'm going to bake. I like to wash my lamb. I mean, some people out there don't wash their lamb, they just salt and pepper. But this is how I do my lamb. In my stainless steel bowl here, I'm going to add some water. And I'm going to wash my lamb. Wash it. My mom, she uses beer. And she washes her lamb with beer. I don't have any beer. I didn't get beer. I mean, it's COVID. I'm not going to go to the grocery all the time and get beer. I don't have beer in my house. We're more of wine drinkers. I don't know if you could wash lamb with wine. I really don't know. I never tried it. I know you could probably bake with the wine, but I don't know about the washing part. So anyway, I'll give my lamb a rinse 3 times in my sink. And after 3 rinses, that's 1. And this is 2. My husband, he taught me this trick. This is 2. And 1 more. It's 3. I like to get my lamb clean. Some people might say it depends on your culture and what country you're from. You might say, oh, you're washing out the taste. But this is how we do it here at home. We wash our meat. And we don't like the scent, the scent that meat gives. I think that's why we wash our meat. It's a cultural thing. Everybody here washes their meat. We wash our meat. You must wash your meat. So my husband, as I said, he taught me this part. And I never knew why he did it. Why? Why would you do this? So he usually just takes some flour and he puts it onto the meat. Right? Whether it's chicken, whether it's lamb. Well, we don't eat beef. And so basically you coat up the flour onto your meat. So I didn't know why he did this. And I never really asked him why would you do that? Until one day I came across something on a Facebook page where the people were asking other people, do you guys wash your meat with flour? And the reason for it, they said it takes off the sliminess of the meat. I never knew. Well, there you go. I learned something that day. So because of that, now I'm oh, well, I'm not the only one that does this. So I'll rinse this out 3 times. And then I'll throw in some lime concentrate. And wash my meat. I really love lamb. I can't remember if I said that in the beginning of this video that lamb is my favorite meat, but it is really fatty. So after this, I'm gonna have to do some exercises or something, and I just burn this fat out because it's a lot of fat. It's a yummy meat, and to me, it's my beef substitute because I like red meat. I'm sure if I had beef, I would love beef. It probably would be my favorite meat. But I don't eat beef, and I have lamb. So lamb is my substitute. My substitute beef, if that makes any sense. But I'm probably missing out a lot on that whole steak and beef thing. But I've got lamb. I'm going to settle for lamb. It's red meat, so it's delicious. Anyhow, you take it. Well, at a point in time, I was thinking about turning into a vegetarian because I was feeling chicken foot. It's a weird thought though, chicken foot? Vegetarian? How did that trigger? So anyway, I'm almost done washing my meat. As they usually say, you don't want to wash out the lamminess. So, wash it out there and tap my tap off, and I got my lime concentrate. I don't have fresh lemon or lime, so I'm just gonna squeeze in some concentrate here. This one time I caught Lara in the fridge with the lime concentrate drinking this gross thing. What's wrong with you? How could you be drinking this thing? Oh my god. She was enjoying the taste of this gross ass thing. Anyway, I have to hide my lime concentrate now. I can't keep it like open in the fridge. This child would drink it. Like, your taste buds are weird. So after I'm finished washing my lamb, I'm going to season it with that homemade seasoning that I put in the rice earlier. And I'll show you how it's done. Give me a minute. Okay, so my potatoes are ready. It's nice and tender. I'm going to strain it. Fogging up the place. That's what I'm doing. Fogging up. Right, so fan that away. So if I can get my camera to focus here, clean my lens out. There we go. That's my potatoes. It's boiled and it's soft, right? Soft. See that? It's soft, right? I'm gonna let that cool before I move into the next step of this potatoes. I'll show you how that's getting done. Let's get back to that lamb because I've got to season that meat. Pop it in the oven. It's going to be delicious. Alright, so as I said before, I'm the one taping and I'm cooking and I don't have those fancy gadgets like how professionals do it. I'm just doing this because I want to. So in my bowl here that I already washed my lamb like I showed you earlier, it's in my bowl and my seasoning that I had made. Maybe if I could get my husband to do a video with me for how he did this, you guys can see how it's done. But he's pretty shy, like his daughter. So, open it up. And I'll take about a spoon of it. And I'll put it in here. And I'll give it a good mix. Because there's pepper in here, so it's going to be a little spicy. And I'll mix this up. A little bit here. Just shift stuff around. So maybe you guys can probably see what I'm doing. It's a bit hard for me. This is like, I actually taught myself, or like, I can't say I taught myself because I know I said that my mom showed me a lot because I used to watch. She never let me actually do anything in the kitchen. I spent a lot of time, as I said before, looking at her cook. So anyway, this is my lamb. I mixed it up. It's really strong, this seasoning. So, you know, you can't like use a lot of it. It's fresh seasoning. It's stored in the fridge so it can last a while. And I'm going to just add in some, get this cap open. My hand's really slippery from the lamb. So let me just use this paper towel and see if that helps me get a good grip. There we go. And grind. So in here, my seasoned lamb, I'm going to throw in some black pepper. And then I'm going to go in with the salt. This is like COVID cooking. That should be enough. A little thing again. Alright, so that's that. And I'm going to give this another mix. My oven is already preheating at 350 degrees. And I'm stirring this up. And my dish here. And I put a little bit of oil in there. And I'm just going to like, you know, I like oil touching my hand. So I'm just going to use this napkin. And the lamb is already oily meat, so don't worry about no sticking this oil. Right, so in my dish here, I'm going to pop in my lamb. Piece by piece in here. So normally the lamb like kind of shrinks sometimes. So while I was off camera, I saw like this big piece of fat in my lamb and I cut it off. Like, I mean, I really love lamb. I like really love lamb, but oh my gosh, all this fat is so gross. Like, oh, so much fat. I'm really considering turning a vegetarian. I don't know if I'll go through with it. Being a vegetarian is a bit expensive, but I don't know, is it the healthier choice? A lot of plant-based protein substitutes out there. I'm considering. Anyway, there it is, my lamb in my dish. And I'm going to grab my foil. Alrighty. My foil, and I'm going to cover it. cover this up and I'll show you what I'm doing, because I know you can't see what I'm doing. You're more seeing me than the actual process. I need to get somebody to help me with my camera. Okay, so I covered it up. The lamb's at the bottom and it's all covered in foil. That's my Dots. Oh, she ran away. That's Lissa. She's also shy. So I have twins, Lissa and Mara. Awesome kids. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so back to making the potato salad. This is how I'm doing it. I use peas and carrots from the tin. I like to wash it. So when I drain out the water from the tin, I add a little bit of water and I rinse it out. And that's how I use my peas and carrots. And it's in a bowl. So what I'm going to do now is take my peas and carrots and let me see if you can see me. Put it into my bowl. I could get my camera to stay like this. This would actually work for me. So I'll give this a mix here. And when I'm finished mixing, I would add some mayo. So let me get another spoon, because my mom always said to me, she said, you mustn't use the same spoon into your mayo. Like, it causes it to spoil quicker. So always use a clean spoon every time you dip in your mayo. That's what she taught me. So I don't really have a good average, like how much spoons of mayo or like dollop. I don't know. So this is my spoon, and I'm just gonna like spoon it in. And I'm not going to let the spoon touch the food, because as I said, my mom said, don't ever use a dirty spoon in your mayo. So that could stay in there, and I have another spoon to mix. So I'll be mixing this here. Now, she usually, like when mom used to make this potato salad, she used to like add like some boiled eggs into it. I really wanted the eggs, you know, but I was feeling lazy, like really lazy to boil some eggs. This week has been exhausting. So, I'm just not going to do it. Maybe if later I decide to like throw in like 2 boiled eggs in there, what you do is just you boil the eggs, hard boil, let it cool, and you cut it up like in little cubes. Like egg probably will give you like 4 or 6 pieces, and you just throw it in and mix it up, and that's it. So as I said, maybe I might add some eggs in. So this is actually that was a good average. How many spoons did I put? 2, 3? I don't know, I wasn't counting. So that's actually enough mayo for me in my potato salad, and that's it there. Now you always make sure your potatoes are cool, because I don't know why you're not supposed to have like mayo in your hot potatoes. They say it causes the food to go bad really quick, so I don't do that. Make sure your potatoes are nice and cool. As I said, I'm probably gonna depends. I'll see if I'll just add that egg. I don't know. But you can if you want. The eggs could be done like the night before, and you just have it cold and ready to trim. Most meals, like if you know what you're doing, you could just always do your pre-prep. Like for me, I never know what I'm going to cook. Like until the day itself, I wake up in the morning and then I realize, oh, this is what I'm going to cook. So that's usually the case for me most days. I realize on the day itself. So that's my mashed potatoes. No, sorry, potato salad, not mashed potatoes. I made mashed potatoes last week. Came out great. And the lamb is in the oven, as I said. I'll probably give it like a half hour, and then I'll check on it, remove the foil, give it a flip, and then put back the foil on, put it back in for another half an hour. By that time, you'll see a lot of liquid is going to happen in there. And then now, for 10 minutes, remove the foil, 10 minutes baking, flip it, remove, keep the foil off, don't put it back. And then let that bake on that side, and then you'll see it getting nice color, and you take it off. It's a nice slow cook. So I'm going to give that lamb its time, let it cook, and I'll check it back in a bit. Okay, so it's a half hour, the first half hour, and this is what it looks like so far. Make sure you guys can see it. And as I said, I'm going to flip it. Flip it, and when I'm finished flipping it, all the pieces, I'm going to cover it back and put it back in the oven for half hour and let it cook some more, and I'll take it out and show you what it looks like. So it's officially the second half hour, so it's 1 hour now that my lamb is baking, and now it's time to let it get some color. There's still a lot of gravy in there. If you watch carefully, you'll see. So I'm going to now pop this in for about 10 to 15 minutes without the foil covering, and then I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so it's all finished. Yum, yum, yum. So this is what my lamb looks like. So I cooked on each side for 10 minutes on each side, and I turned it, left it uncovered, and cooked it and turned it off. You could cook it and let all your gravy dry up, or you could just, you know, leave it with a little gravy if you like. I went ahead and I plated. I just washed some lettuce and threw it to the side. It came together really nicely. I tasted it. It tasted great. As I said, it's a really good meal. I still didn't get around to putting the egg, but say what, the taste is great anyhow you take it. You guys can try this meal. Let me know how it goes, and happy eating.